Now, striking Clover employees are protesting outside the headquarters of the Department of Trade and Industry in Pretoria. Workers at the dairy producer have embarked on a national strike. They want the company to reinstate those who've been dismissed, to stop retrenchments and to divest from MILCO. SAFTU General Secretary Zwelinzima Vavi is addressing workers. Let's listen into that.
Unfolding in front of our own eyes. We have agreed on that. But we're going to be talking about how and when that intervention must happen. But the minister told me at least that he has a full sympathy to your plight as workers employed by Clover. Clover was not a bad company, we know that, comrades, isn't it? We were there, Comrade John, and settled the strike about 2 years ago. When was that?
Last year.
No, earlier than that.
2019.
2019, we settled the strike. We spoke to them, we convinced them. When initially they said that they have no money, they were forced to put something for workers on the table. The crisis we are facing, let's be honest, started with the arrival of that company called MILCO. Where's that company? Where's that board? Comrades, you can't get tired in the struggle. That's our enemy number one. That's the enemy of the workers. That's the enemy of all South Africans. That's the enemy of all freedom-loving people here in our country and everywhere in the world. That's the enemy of everybody who agree that apartheid was an evil system here in South Africa, declared by the United Nations as an evil system all over the world. But it is the same apartheid that is currently prevailing in Palestine, imposed on that nation by Zionism and the racism of the leaders of Israel. Anybody in this country who hate apartheid have to agree with the call that SAFTU is making, that we've got to chase this company out of this country. That's the first step. And secondly, we've got to chase that company out of the occupied territories of the Palestine. And anybody and everybody who agrees with that call must boycott Clover until they agree that this company is bad news for all the workers and the poor majority of South Africa. So the call we're making to every worker in South Africa, whether those workers are employed or not employed, don't buy any of the Clover products until this company have agreed to go back to Israel. Don't buy their milk. Don't buy their cheese. Don't buy their juices. Don't touch any goods that are coming from Israel to South Africa. That's the only simple solidarity we need from the rest of the working class and our friends. Some of the middle class of South Africa still have some little conscience left in their souls. We are asking them, when you go to your Woolworths, when you go anywhere to shop, look at the products and don't touch products that are produced in Israel or that are produced by Clover. Anything with the sign of Clover, do not touch. Do not support apartheid. Do not support racism against the people of Palestine. Do not support the occupation of the land of the Palestinians by the aggressive Israeli army that is being supported by the United States of America. That's all we are asking for from all workers in our country. We must fight, comrades. And we have not yet fought, because let's listen to what these two comrades have said. 2,000 workers will lose their jobs. Lichtenberg, the only real big company in that small dorpy, is going to be forced to close down a factory that for years has provided an income to those workers. Frankfurt and another company in Hilbron are going to have to close down. We should not allow that to happen. What we are calling for now is this. Every worker everywhere in Lichtenberg, in Frankfurt, in Hilbron, every worker everywhere in Gauteng, let's not just picket. Let's now go inside and occupy those factories and stay in there day and night until they agree that this company must go home. And their home must not be Palestine. Their home must be Israel. And Israel that existed before their invasion of Palestine in 1967. That's where they should go back to, not in the land of the Palestinian people. We want you to scale up the mass action, comrades. Let's not do the normal things we do. Our lives are at stake. We cannot agree, after struggling for so many years, that these butchers come and cut 20% of our wages. We should not allow that to happen. When it happens, it must be that all of us are dead, literally. No to this nonsense of a 20% cut in our wages. But let's clap hands to both Kiusa and Fau, who 2 days ago made this company to eat a humble pie. They refused to pay you your 13th check because they were trying to punish you for defending your own jobs. At least at the CCMA, we got some victory that we must celebrate there. But But please, comrades, we should not celebrate that victory in the shop behind me. Now, comrades, that shop there, comrades, is the enemy of the working class. Because normally we think that we're taking our sorrows, our suffering out when we're actually multiplying it there. Let's not go there, comrades. That's the enemy. But for now on, comrades, every day, by the way, tonight at 7 o'clock, we in SAFTU office bearers will be meeting with Kiusa and FAU, national office bearers, to plan a more harder program of action to take us from where we are today. There will be no compromise. There will be no turning back. We will not give them an inch. We're not going to give them an inch. If they thought that they're going to walk all over us, they better think again. The game is going to come to an end. We will not allow them to add 2,000 on 12.5 million people who are unemployed. We will not allow them to add more thousands on 77% of the young people of this country who are already unemployed. We are not going to allow them to add more to the 55% of the population of Limpopo who are already unemployed, or the Eastern Cape, which are already unemployed. We will not allow them to add to the 51% of the black women who are already unemployed. We will not allow them to add to the 50% now of the black people who are already unemployed in this country. This is not a battle we should fight alone. SAFTU, your unions must wake up to and defend other workers. If you don't defend these workers today, tomorrow is going to be your turn. You too are going to have to suffer the consequences of your inaction and of your not understanding the full meaning of solidarity. An injury to one, an injury to one, a dismissal of one, a retrenchment of one, an insult to one. Long live FAU, long live. Long live Kiusa, long live. Long live SAFTU, long live. Long live the SABC, long live. Long live the EFF, long live. Long live WASPU, long live. Long live the PAC of Azania, long live. Long live the Black Conscious Movement of South Africa, long live. Long live the PTS campaign, long live. That's the unity we need, comrades. And a lot of people hate me for this. And let me repeat, don't you dare believe that in your small organization that cannot shake the capitalist system, you can win the battles of South Africa alone. Don't make a mistake. Don't you, when you raise the small flag of your political party that cannot defeat a compromised ANC today, you think that you are something. We will not win, comrades, until we unite all of the workers and the working class of this country to fight the capitalist system and to defeat the ANC. Kukhona kabantu abacimba ukuthi we are in some competition yohili. The competition yohili in their small clothes. They can think that the other one is taller than the other when they are all actually ohili. We don't want ohili. We want the giants of the working class that know and appreciate the unity of the working class, the total unity of the black people. All of them, not some of them, all black people, all working class formations, united in a minimum program to change the status quo in South Africa. If we don't do that, comrades, if we don't do that, we will continue to march and march and march until we walk next to our shoes, as Thabo Mbeki once told us. What we need now is the unity that we see demonstrated through this strike to be multiplied until all black people, all working class formations can stand up as one and stop being abused by the likes of the other hyenas in the political arena who want to change each other in now a sinking ship called the ANC. Today is another one. Yesterday was the other one. What's happening to us, the black people? What's happening to unemployment crisis? What's the future of our children? Why is the young people being trapped in drugs and a life of hopelessness? Where were they? Where was Lindiwe Sisulu when we have been marching all over here alone? Why didn't she raise her voice when we were brutalized by the capitalist system? Why now, in their little fights with that Cyril Ramaphosa, who is equally a traitor, just like Lindiwe Sisulu is the traitor of the black people? We are not going to be fooled again. We made a mistake in 2005. We've learned our lessons. We made a mistake again in 2007. We have learned our lessons. We are not going to be fooled by people who recover their militancy when there's a conference again. Sorry, go and fool other fools somewhere. We will not be fooled as the workers of this country. We need unity. We need...
All right, SAFTU General Secretary Zwelinzima Vavi outside the DTI, they're saying they cannot allow 2,000 workers to be retrenched, calling on everybody to protest at Clover. He's talking about what he says apartheid Israel is and the connection between Clover, saying that they need to be protested because of that. And also saying that SAFTU is going to meet with Fawu and Giusa to see what further action can be taken at Clover. Of course, we'll be updating you on that a little bit later on. Let's leave Gauteng though and go to